Hello everybody and welcome back to your favourite FIFA series on YouTube. It's Be a Goalkeeper, episode 24. Before we start, I did release a new striker series. It didn't do too well on the channel, but I do need your help with suggesting challenges and punishments for it. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave a little link to it at the top and in the description. Also, the channel does have memberships now. It's just a little thing to help support the channel a bit extra if you really want to. Don't have to, obviously. And also, don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, turn notifications on, and let's get into this. So the first game of today is against West Brom, who are currently sitting 6th in the league and they're still fighting for automatic promotion. So they have a lot to play for in this game, and they start off strong 8th minute with a diving header which just sneaks past the post. I think I might have saved it, but we'll see it from a different angle. It's a decent attempt, but it just bounces underneath my arm. Maybe I would have saved it if it's on target, but it's a very close call. We got let off big time there. Just 4 minutes later, we're attacking down the right side, and it's Kiefer Moore who finds the back of the net, and he is filled in amazingly for Diaz after these 4 weeks of him being injured again. He's been out for 8 weeks already this season, but he's doing the job to fill in that gap. It's Brooks down the right side. He passes across the box to Kiefer Moore. He hits it as hard as he can first time, and it just curls away from the goalkeeper into the side net. And keeper is nowhere near it, to be fair. Doesn't really even attempt to save it, so we're 1-0 up, and we're on the attack again from Brooks. Once more, pass to Tavernier, hits it across, it just goes past the post. Unlucky for us. Now 37 minutes in, West Brom with a corner, whip it into the mixer, but I make the save. It's a decent one, and somehow there's an altercation going on. Kent did not look happy at all. Something must have been said, but now West Brom again on the attack down that left side. I make a little punch and save, which somehow the ball deflects up and smacks me straight in the face from the corner. They whip it in, and Smith on the line lets the ball cross it, and we're tied up all level in this game. And again, it's a dangerous whipped in ball, but the cross is going away from the goal, and somehow he generates the power to find the back of the net, even though he doesn't even touch the back of the net. Look how close this is. Smith on the line, goal line technology. Have a little gander. I'm just staring at this ball, and it hasn't even crossed it, but it does just cross it. Look how close this is already. It moves just about now. Look at that. How close is that? And I can't believe it. To be fair, the camera angle did do me so dirty. I couldn't tell where that ball was going, but now we have to go into the half-time interval all tied up 1-1. West Brom haven't done too much. We've had a fair few opportunities, and we get another one in the 61st minute. More running behind, passes across the box to Brooks. He passes it back, and somehow the keeper has let that in. The shot had no power on it at all, and the keeper just slaps it into the post. Look how bad this is. It's a great run from Moore, showing a bit of pace there, and he just passed back to Brooks, little 1-2-zy, and the keeper just had an absolute nightmare. His positioning is all wrong, just hits it side foot, hits over the heel pretty much, and he just slaps it into the post. It's a reoccurring thing here. Keepers diving all wrong, and here's another one. Somebody's gonna dive weird again. It just seems to happen. And now I found some new animations, giving it the old Ramsdale here. Little thrust, a little fist bump. I didn't even know these were in the game, but I found them apparently. But now we move on to 91st minute, game over, and Tavernier puts the nail in the coffin. It's Billings in the midfield who wins the header. Little pass from Moore, gets an assist and 2 goals here, and Tavernier's never going to miss from there, is he? Left foot, just powers it past the keeper. The keeper probably should be saving it though. The keeper's had a right nightmare, and I get subbed off in the 91st minute for some reason. 6 shots against, 3 saves. We can see the goal, which is pretty poor from Smith on the line, but overall it's an okay game, and that's where the game ends, so it doesn't make any sense.
He's back! He's back!
That's right, the main man is back, and we have struggled a little bit without him. We have scored, but we've definitely lost some games we should have won. But now he's back. I'm hoping he is firing on all cylinders, and we start off this game just beautifully. It is Brooks with the goal 3 minutes in against Bristol City. I forgot to mention, I'm ended up on the floor there. Look at that bad one. Does the little Bale celebration. He has just retired as well. Sad news for the football community, but what a career Bale had. And Brooks is actually his fellow countryman, Welsh as well. A little 1-2 with Tavernier, gets the goal. It's a beautiful goal, but again, these keepers lately have been real suspicious, not performing at the high standards I expect, but the kit does look good. I kind of like that. It's like a retro 90s kit. And then we have a little look at my failed knee slide and celebration.
Man, I'm dead.
As you could tell in this episode, I had a lot of fun just looking at random things happening in the game, which, to be fair, there's a lot of random stuff that does happen. So maybe I might keep my eye out a little bit more to see if I can find random stuff happening in the game. Back to what's occurring on screen. We've had a fair few shots just outside the box, and somehow, look at this, right? Diaz gets absolutely snapped from behind, no end of the ball, not even a yellow card. How has that happened? That is ridiculous. I don't know how he's got away with this one. Now into the 27th minute, and Diaz gets on the score sheet, but sadly, handball was given, I believe. I have turned on the handball rule to make it a little bit different. To be fair, it doesn't really work at all. We've not had any penalties or many free kicks, but maybe that's a good thing. But now into the 32nd minute, and Diaz gets back on the score sheet, and this one is staying on there, making it 2-0 against Bristol City. And Bristol City haven't done much at all. We have been all over them this whole game. No shoes, by the way. We have just pinned them back in their own box. Look at the play, a little 1-2 with Tavernier, and lays it off to Diaz, who just kind of finesses it, but doesn't quite get the curl on it, so he kind of just hits it close to the goalkeeper. Probably should be saving it. It's not even in the corner, it's pretty much down the centre. But we don't care. It's a goal for Diaz, and look at this for a save from myself. Put my body on the line.
Pow, right in the kisser.
Finally got called into action, but now we're back on the other end once more. It's Tavernier of the long ranger just past the post. Unfortunate, just before half time. Now they try finessing it. It's a decent save from myself. Push it out into a dangerous area though. Got very lucky when defender was there to clear it up, and that is where the first half ends. 2-0. Bristol have had two okay opportunities, and they start the second half with another one. It's a decent save from myself once again. I'm performing out of my skin now, and I get out quick off my line to charge this ball down. Get a bit lucky again, holding on to the ball just. Now it's time for our first attack in the second half. 71st minute, we get very lucky, and Tavernier is there to pick up the scraps to get the third goal of the game, and this is game over now. Bristol have done nothing. They've had a few, but not too many, but we get lucky as you like here. Diaz holds the ball, gets tackled, and the ball just bounces around in the box, and Tavernier is sharp as you like to pounce on this. Bounces off his toe, bouncing ball just over the keeper's fingertips, making it 3-0. Bristol get one more opportunity at the end of the game, and he tries chipping me, and we're not having that here, and it's 3-0. That's where the game ends. I make 3 decent saves. Their keeper concedes 3 goals and nearly gets the same rating as me.
Fake news. Fake news. Fake news. Fake news. It's all fake news.
And apparently our manager's having poor performances, even though we're smashing the league. We're like 11 points ahead of second place, but whatever, the media does what the media does. Now moving on to the third game of the episode, this time against Swansea City at Swansea.com Stadium, which is a horrible name for a stadium. I don't know why it's called, obviously it's promotional, but it's ridiculous. Think of something different, you know, make it a bit more stand-outy, like this goal from Tavernier stands out because we're 1-0 up again. We've just been dominant in the first half. We've just had shot after shot. Finally we convert one, and Tavernier is there. He is a monster, by the way. He's filled in that cam role beautifully. He's the first man on the team sheet, and again, look at the run. This time Diaz gets the assist though, and the space just opens up lovely for him. The defenders can't track back quick enough. They leave him there. Hits it first time, finesse it past the keeper. Keeper's a little bit unlucky there. He doesn't quite react quick enough. He's made some decent saves already, but a little mistake there. Back into the 30th minute now, and Tavernier is 1-on-1 to keep. Again, defender comes back, but he can't do nothing, and it's 2-0. Tavernier with a second goal, and again Diaz with the assist. It's a beautiful pass, and the run from Tavernier is just perfectly timed. Defenders have no idea where he is. The linesman here just merges through every player, but look at the run. He leaves the other centre back, one charges out, leaves the space in behind. The other defender tries putting a bit of pressure on him by coming back quickly, gives him a little shove, but it's not enough, and Tavernier has the composure. And again, the keeper probably should see that one coming. Similar goal to last one. Finally, Swansea on the attack, and I get called into action. That's a fantastic save. I'm moving across my line, put a good strong hand out to push the ball out, and from the corner, nice easy save for myself, gather it up, and that is the first half done and dusted, and it's a pretty dominant performance by us, and we start the second half just as well. Diaz with a long range effort, keeper is there to make the save, Brooks with a little pass to Diaz, and Diaz gets on the score sheet, making it 56 minutes in this game, and I don't think Swansea want anything to do with us. They just haven't really turned up to this game. They were not feeling it, and we have just been on top form. Brooks here with the run, could have gone on his own, but he chose to hold up the play a little bit, wait for Diaz's run, and he rifles that into that corner, left footed. The power beats the keeper. This has just turned into a training ground scenario. Defenders not defending, goalkeeper doing his best but has no chance. It just gets worse and worse for them, and another one for us, making it 4-0. Tavernier with his hat-trick, and what a hat-trick that is, on the volley, but this time the keeper is really bad. The run is timed perfectly. Look at this, just on the line. He watches the ball all the way, hits it across, but the keeper's dived the wrong way for some reason. There's not a lot of power on the volley. It's more of a controlled one, but look how close it is. Just terrible goalkeeping this time. 4-0, game over. Just give it up, Swansea. Referee blow the whistle, but it just gets worse and worse. At once more, Diaz gets on a score sheet again. That is 2 for him, 3 for Tavernier, and the keeper once more he should just probably go home, have a nap. It is a shocking. The through ball's timed again perfectly. Díaz hits it well, but the keeper gets two hands to it and still pushes it into that top corner. Look at that. Just terrible overall. He's had a good start to the game, but the end has just been a nightmare. Swansea just trying anything with a long range there. Easy enough save. I finished the game, which is a miracle in its own. 7.1 rating, 3 saves. Their goalkeeper is 6.3, conceding 5 goals. The game is definitely biased towards the AI goalkeepers though, because if I conceded 5, I would have been yoinked off in the first half. But now we move on to the final game of the episode. It's against Stoke City. We start strong again this time. The keeper is on form. Look at these 2 perfect saves. This one gets a bit lucky. Ball went underneath but just past the post out wide. Again, another quick reaction save in pink though. This keeper's looking on fire. Another save. He's saved like 4 or 5 times now already. Billings with a long range free kick hits the post. One day we will see if Billings' free kick. Finally we break the dead hold in the 41st minute, pretty much 42nd, just before half time. That keeper is just a switch compared to the last one, saving absolutely everything, but finally he has given up with this one. You can't blame him. Díaz hits the ball well, the power is there. He does make a good attempt for the ball, but the power is just too much for him, and Díaz on the score sheet once more. He's scored in every game since his return, still top goal scorer by the way, and that is half time. Stoke really haven't produced too many attempts. Hopefully they can in the second half, and they do in the 55th minute. A long range shot which I saved, but push it onto Dwight Gale's head. He scores, but he is offside. Very unfortunate. It was an okay save for myself, but I push it out into that dangerous area, and Dwight Gale is very far offside, like a mile offside. You see here, look at that. You could say it was a good defensive line, but I think we just got very lucky, especially me with the save, and that is actually where I get subbed off in the 90th minute. Not a lot happened in this game, only called into action one time. I thought I'd watch the end since we're pretty much there. We have a last opportunity which will keep us saved, and that is full time. It ends 1-0. And overall, I had a pretty decent performance in this game. It happens every now and then. Normally I'd play pretty bad, but this time I made a few saves, kept 3 clean sheets I think overall. But that is going to be it for today's episode. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, turn notifications on, and as always, look after yourself, stay safe, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.